Welcome back, and if you're just joining us, you're watching Closing Bell West Africa. Better Class, the top performer on the Nigerian boards in the first half, plans to expand its footprint in various sectors while also focusing on its exports to West and Central Africa with an additional investment of 17.5 million euros. The listed company also hints at investing in alternative sustainable energy sources to boost efficiency and support growing domestic and international demand. The chairman of the glass packaging firm, Vitus Esinwa, joins us now to discuss growth and expansion plans of this company. Vitus, thank you so much for your time, and congratulations on the transformation story that we're seeing so far. It's already reflecting in your share price, as I mentioned earlier. And I guess a good place to start is just to help us better appreciate the transformation story. What exactly are you tweaking in Better Class that is producing this performance?
Thank you so much. First of all, it's always the internal work which you have to do around leadership and management of the company. Obviously, then the governance side, making sure you have a board that is tuned to what the company is trying to achieve, supporting the management. So we've gone through that bit, which is making sure we have the right management in place and then governance structures in place. And then, of course, you have opportunities like the Africa Continental Free Trade Area Agreement, which is there taking advantage of that to deepen our footprint into West Africa, because we have, it gives us the opportunity to access a larger market with high-quality products. And all of this put together has been central to our wonderful performance.
Thank you for that. And I did mention you are looking to invest 17.5 million euros. I'm sure investors who would love to hear how exactly you are looking to raise that capital. So is there an opportunity for more equity? Would that be more debt? Are you looking into your reserves? How exactly are you looking to organize that?
First, reinvesting, funds from operations, 17.5 million euros. We're putting in rebuilding our furnace in Delta, essentially focused on serving core Nigerian market and other regional opportunities. We've completed the solar panel installation at our Bara factory and exploring opportunities in existing assets with development potential, strategically positioned to continue serving the food beverage sector, spirits, pharmaceuticals, wines, and all that. Yeah, so it's all options on the table. We have deep results that we'll dip into, but also not ruling out other sources.
But can you confirm if a public offering or rights issue is on the cards here in the next couple of years?
No plans. No plans for that at the moment.
Okay. All right, so let's talk a bit about the new markets that you're exploring. So I understand a big part of this growth story is how you've been able to tap the export market, especially given the opportunities that the Africa Continental Free Trade Area Agreement has offered to you. Can you just speak to your experience with that?
We have a team of French-speaking professionals in supply chain who are helping us take advantage of this opportunity. So, good quality, high-quality products coming out of our factory, increasing the percentage of recycled materials goes into our products, and that gives us some cost efficiencies. There are challenges, obviously, within the industry, export, forex, for instance, and then access to raw materials, but we're mitigating this with availability of local sourcing for key inputs like limestone and all. But I think the core thing is having a team of professionals, French-speaking, who understand the West and Central Africa market and helping to help us tap into this advantage, the opportunities there.
So I read that you are already exploring up to about 9 countries, if I'm not mistaken. Can you give us a sense of where you're headed and where you're going, where you are and where you're headed in the near future, in terms of markets?
Nigeria Yeah, Nigeria obviously is the biggest deal, and that's still our core, but we are exporting to 9 countries in West and Central, more to the countries we're already selling to, but also exploring new, even within the Eastern African market and so on and so forth. At the moment, it's satisfy our core base, Nigeria. We're already into 9 countries and then continue to expand as the opportunities come in. Obviously, focus is on efficiency, not just about expanding. We have to expand profitably.
Can you guide in terms of growth going into the future? Because clearly your transformation has more than stabilized the business now. It sounds like it's in a really strong growth trajectory. What can we anticipate in the next couple of years in terms of growth rates?
I can't give any numbers, but obviously, look, the 17.5 million euros investment in our furnace allows us to expand capacity. Currently, we produce about 720 tons of glass per day. With investment, that goes to about 750 tons per day. And so, first thing is making sure that we're able to, manufacture the product. And then, obviously, we see growth in demand, population growth, and then, of course, the good quality products that we have and what's going on elsewhere in the continent as we continue to improve our efficiencies. We will continue to take advantage of this opportunity. I can't give you any numbers, but obviously, as I said, the numbers speak for itself. You look at our performance for the last 1 year, particularly first quarter, I think the second quarter, a result will soon be out, and you can see magnitude of what we're speaking about.
We certainly look forward to those results. But coming back to Nigeria, let's hear from you the potential that you're seeing for growth. You're already clearly making new investments, and Nigeria continues to be your major market. What's the opportunity that you are seeing for growth of your business locally?
The population continues to, I think that's the base, the population continues to grow. And in the core sectors, beverages, soft drink, beer, spirits, pharmaceuticals, and wines, we're seeing growth in these areas. And let me even point out, table water, you see today don't have glass, table water in glass packages. I think that's long term, and of course it has to make sense at a good scale, but that's there. But in the core areas that we serve, we lead the market for the beer, the soft drinks, wine, spirits, and pharmaceuticals. We continue to see growth in these areas. As we continue to improve the efficiency of our operations, you will see more profitable growth coming through.
Of course, part of your turnaround story is also the efficiency, especially in your operations. And I think you have also pointed out to your investment in solar power. What are you anticipating in terms of the return on that investment? Why is that important to you now?
Well, it is because environmental concerns. I think we don't just want to win as a business based on just numbers, but also our impact. We have to make positive impacts on the environment. We're collecting today about 30 tons of pellets, recycled glass items per month. We want to increase that. At the moment, we have a 40% recycled product. Over the next 3 years, we want to make sure that goes to 50-60%. It's good for the environment, but it's also good for our bottom line.
It's great to hear about your plans for recycling, because clearly in your business, that's so important. Okay, so let's talk a bit about the business environment, because even though many have pointed to the fact that things seem to be improving, it's still a very challenging space to be Nigeria today. But are you seeing any signs of improvement? You mentioned foreign exchange, for example, as being one of the challenges that many businesses have been facing. Just speak to how you assess the current business environment right now.
Well, obviously, we can see problems. We can also see opportunities. I think the opportunities are there, clearly. You have forex challenges, but as I said, we mitigate this like local sourcing of key inputs. And as we continue to increase the percentage of recycled materials, that helps us mitigate that. Look, the business environment is tough, but at the same time, you have the points with the risk, with the what the government is doing, both on forex, and this is what we want is to see stability. The actual number itself is less important than stability to enable you plan, and we've seen that over time. If you have good quality products and manage the risks, the things that are within your control, the macro affects everyone, as we know. But it's a problem. It becomes a problem when internally you have challenges you're not dealing with, and then obviously that sort of magnifies what's out there in the larger environment. We continue to mitigate these risks, but at the same time, we focus more on the things that are within our control. I'll give you the example of increasing recyclable materials, mitigating forex exposures, and by sourcing more local raw materials and bring them into our production.
All right, Vitus, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing a very, very comprehensive review of your performance. Vitus Ezinwa, the chairman of Beta Glass. And that's all we have time for on the show today. Feel free to visit our website at cnbcafrica.com for more market news and insights. Thank you, and see you next time.